Let me ask you, have you noticed your wife becoming less affectionate, less expressive, or less warm? High value driven men catch these signs early because they stay connected to their woman differently. Hi, my name is Natalie. I help married business owners strengthen their love life to elevate their business success. In this video, I'm going to show you why high value driven men stay connected to their woman consistently and how it earns them respect, deep connection, sexual attraction, unshakable trust, and lasting intimacy. Now, high value driven men, they align their mission with their woman. So nothing drains satisfaction like misalignment, right? Altogether. Leaders know their mission isn't just business, it's family. When she feels included, marriage becomes a shared purpose, not a burden. And this is what unfortunately most men struggle with in their marriages. It's like there's misalignment going on. And I know men crave that alignment with their wife, and sometimes they don't have the right tools in order to get there, but you can definitely get there. I know in my relationship, it definitely took us time to figure out what that alignment is for the both of us, but the more committed we became for one another in terms of investing into our marriage. A lot of people invest a lot in their wedding. They stopped after they say, I do. They stop investing into their marriage. Now, I don't mean like, therapy one-on-one. I know high performing men, high value men, they don't like that one-on-one touchy feel with a therapist. I get it. Probably is a waste of time sometimes. But one of the most profound things that I recently learned in my marriage in order for us to be more aligned. Now I learned this as a woman for myself. And the fact that you may have a woman that wants to be better, wants to be a better wife to do, does everything she can in order for you guys to stay together. That is a high value woman, in my opinion. She may not have all the right tools, all the right answers at the moment, but the fact that she's seeking and searching says a lot about who she is as a woman. And a lot of men don't really know that there's probably some problems in the marriage. They just keep going with their day-to-day routine, every single day business stuff that they ultimately miss the mark in what is going on in their marriage, which is totally, I get it, like it happens, but it is extremely crucial to sit down with your wife and investing that time to getting to know her again. Okay? We may know we know our spouse, but we definitely do not, especially if you've been married for so long and you kind of feel like your marriage has been stagnant a little bit. That is an indication that you need to sit down and invest that time with her, getting to know her all over again, and also investing into actual great marriage consulting services, coaching, therapy. It's all generic stuff out there. So you need the actual right tools in order to really know what is a blueprint, what is a roadmap, in order to know how to invest into your marriage. You need intentionality in your marriage, right? So the moment that you have those tools, things start to happen in your marriage that also translate great success in your business. Absolutely. So when you include her, when you get to know her all over again, she's going to feel aligned with you. So going back to what I've learned recently in my marriage is I need to operate more in my feminine energy. I had to really understand what that meant. I don't want to go too much into detail and probably bore you to death about this energy stuff. But a lot of women, we have it in us. We have it in us to be feminine. But a lot of times we grew up, especially in our upbringing or just life in general, we had to operate more in our masculine. So sometimes it is harder for some of us to operate in our feminine energy. And I know a lot of men desire that, especially just masculine men in general. They desire that feminine energy. And, for a lot of years, my husband, he will tell me, I really want you to get better in your feminine energy. I crave it. And he is a masculine, beautiful man. So I'm like, okay, how does that even work, right? So little by little, I started to get to know what all that means. And within my own truth, not have to look outside sources and figure out what that means. It took me time to figure out what that truth was meant for me. The more conscious I became in operating more in my feminine energy. He became more masculine. He started doing incredible things in business like no other, to be honest with you. I've never seen that kind of just success. We're talking about like, I'm sure you probably know other people that have more success in this. We're talking about close to $2 million worth of revenue in less than 2 years in his business. And I know it's not always about money. Men, especially high value driven men, are driven to provide. Like that is in their DNA. But not only did he grow that income, he also became a better man. I started becoming more feminine, not necessarily a doormat. Again, we're not going to talk about what all that means, but feminine energy, like we have it all in us, in women, and we need to know how to operate so that way it fuels the man. It fuels them to be more providers, to be more better leaders, to be better protectors, to be better husbands, better fathers, better everything, right? So when the woman wants to be that for you, especially in this day and age, you got yourself, you literally hit gold. The fact that you have a woman that wants to be better. Now, if your woman doesn't want to be better, then that's another video for another time. And if you want me to talk more about that in depth, let me know in the comments below, and I can definitely talk more as to maybe you're in the situation when your woman doesn't want to be more feminine or, help you to be more masculine. If you want a little bit of guidance there, just let me know in the comments. But if your woman does want to be better, because I'm talking to the people that have a woman that want to be better, the moment it clicks for her and you step in your masculine all together, that's when you guys become more aligned. And I know a lot of men crave to have alignment in their marriage. What are her needs? If you don't know what her needs are, that is a huge problem. It really is a huge problem, the fact that you don't know what her needs are. So when was the last time you actually asked her, hey babe, or hey honey, what are your needs? How can I help you fill them? She may not even know what her needs are, to be honest with you, because she just felt like she's just been buried so much that she doesn't even know her own identity sometimes. Or she may know what her needs are, and she will be extremely surprised the fact that you even asked her those questions. So take the time to ask. It can definitely move things around and move in the right direction for your marriage. So taking the time to do so, asking her those questions. If you obviously don't know what other questions to ask her, I have a free guide down below. It's called 5 Steps to Rebuild Respect, Deep Connection, and Support in Your Marriage. Download it now so that way you can also have a blueprint on what questions to ask her even tonight or even, this weekend. You don't have to ask all the questions right away, but even 2 to 3 questions and then have her open up. The person that listens the most wins. The person that talks the most loses. So let her lose. Let her lose. But it's a good thing because that's part of sales as well. In sales, if you are doing the most talking, you're not going to get the sale buddy. You're not. But if you are listening 90% of the time, then you definitely are providing a better, exceptional experience for that person that wants to follow you, give you money, and do great business together. Once you include her, you and her, my gosh, when you have that mentality that you both may not be in the business necessarily together, but when you have that mentality, it's like, you know what? In my house, she is my partner, and she is the most highest valuable asset for me as a man in order to do well out there, in order to hit it hard, fight it hard, and do extravagant things out in the real world, out in the marketplace. She is my top valuable asset at home, and I'm going to treat her as if she is. So I'm going to include her. I'm going to bring her in. That's part of the alignment. And when she feels included, oh my God, like she's gonna let you lead, lead, lead. And that is exactly deep down inside, that is what you want as a man, is to lead. So include her. How else are you going to lead if you don't include her? But include her the right way. Again, first step in order to do so, on how to be able to do that, download the free guide down below. Comment, give me the guide, and we'll send it over to you, or you can just simply click on the link that's in the video description below. This is what also high value driven men do. They build emotional safety. Now, what does that mean, right? So if she can't open up to you, she obviously doesn't feel safe. You have to understand that whatever you receive back, you have to take full responsibility as to why you're getting that specific result. If she's not opening up to you, clearly the environment is not set up for her. Like the environment, she just doesn't feel safe to open up. And it does take time. Like if she's a little bit more reserved, give her the space that she needs. She may need space. She may need space. I cannot stress that enough to you. Give her the space. Give her exactly what she needs, and just ask her what she needs. And if she doesn't open up, you honor that. You say, babe, or whatever you call her, I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to give you all the space that you need. And just know that I'm here to support you, to love on you. And I want to be that man that you obviously desire to be with. And I just want to say thank you so much for loving me, even when I just don't know what's going on sometimes. And thank you for being patient and keeping the house in order. I sincerely appreciate you. And I think you are the most awesome person that I know in my life as to why I married you. So things like that is not corny. If she has walls, you probably have walls. What are your walls? Lay those down so she can come in. She'll lay hers down, and then you'll come in. Same thing here. So whatever result you're receiving back, you have to identify why. Change it, be better, and then naturally you'll start to receive the results that you're looking for. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes you'll get faster results. It just all depends on, your marriage. I don't know what that is for you. I wish I did, So if you want that tailored marriage consultancy, just go ahead and book a call with me. We're going to see if this is a right match for you or not. If anything, you'll receive clarity from the call. So understand, like leaders they protect her peace. Yes, they are protectors, but you don't just protect her physically. You also protect her peace. You protect her emotions. You protect her just whatever she is going through, so she can relax, trust, and just fall into your arms. And it brings her full self to the relationship. You have to know when to be strong, have that conviction, and you also have to know when to lay down those walls. Make her feel relaxed. Sometimes you may come off super intense. I remember in my relationship, as a dominant woman as I am, he came off like very intensively sometimes in our relationship, and I didn't know what to do with it. It was just making me just driving me further away from him. Being a dominant woman, how's that work? Yeah, his intensity was driving me away from him. Now, he can be intense all he wants in business. Oh my God, he needs that. Feel free, and that is so attractive. But not knowing how to balance it either, and it's always intensity, it's just naturally, it's not going to bring her closer to you. I don't care what you think of that. You can be a very intense man. Please, by all means, do so. We love it. But if you don't know how to balance it for her to relax, okay, like for a second, that's what's going to bring you guys closer, knowing when to have that conviction. And you see her driving away from you. If she hasn't already done so, she will eventually. She'll be psyching herself up, probably saying that everything is fine and nothing is wrong. That's living in a lie as well. And you guys need to confront that thing that's going on in your marriage now, before it becomes big and it explodes. Okay? You may not know what the issue is. Ask. I feel like you've been distancing yourself a little bit from me. I just want to know, is everything okay? Is it because of my intensity? Maybe a little bit. She'll open up to you. Oh my God, the fact that he's even asking me, what? figure out what that is. You're a problem solver. You sure you know how this works, right? You solve problems, big problems at work all day. She is your highest valuable asset. She's your partner. Ask her, just like you care about your clients and your team and if everything okay. Same thing here, you know? And that's going to bring you guys even closer together, and you're going to earn that respect, that support, that loving connection that you've been craving when you make her a priority in that way. Okay? Priority meaning asking the right questions, creating that space for her to open up. If it's not happening right away, continue to consistently do that. One of the biggest things so we have this thing, me and my husband, that we get married every 5 years and we write our vows, right? He also writes about me, prays about me, puts it in the journal. And as I was writing our vows recently, I noticed the biggest thing that he stood out to me from any other man is he's just always been so consistent. Even though he didn't understand or know or have all the answers or didn't know what he was doing, he was always there. He always just was there for me. Even in his through mistakes, he is a man of action. And I've always admired that about him. Are you a man of action? I would hope that you are. And that's what's going to bring her closer to you. Like I said, you may not get it right the first time or the second time or even the 10th time. But just like with anything, when you pursue something, you're going to make mistakes, but you have to learn. You can't keep making those same patterns. The fact that you see patterns, or you may see patterns in your marriage, or you're doing the same mistakes again over and over in your marriage, you haven't really learned as to why that keeps happening. So if you're indicating those patterns, you have to learn. Otherwise, there's no growth, there's no passion, there's no respect, there's no support, there's none of that. So as a leader, you step up and figure out what those indications are and just simply love where she is at. She will eventually step up as a woman that you've always been wanting, but it starts with you and you speaking into the woman that you want. I remember, my gosh, we're talking about 7 years ago. I was speaking into what he needed to feel as a man. So I would say, you are disciplined. You are a millionaire. At the time, it mattered to him to be a millionaire. You are a protector, a provider, like all these things that he specifically needed to hear. Because I've asked him, what do you need to hear? So I literally just did all that, even though he wasn't in a position to do all those things at the time. And here we are today. Best provider I probably have ever had. Okay, I didn't grow up with a dad. So I just, my provider at the time when I was little was my mom. But come on now, you kind of need that masculine man figure in your life. Yep, he definitely did that for me. Phenomenal protector. I was always used to doing things on my own, very independent, but I am allowing him to protect me because I'm operating in my strong suit, which is being feminine, and provider. He loves to provide, but not just to provide financially. He provides for me like emotionally, mentally. Like this man woos me. Okay. I hate to ask you, when was the last time you wooed her? And you probably don't know what that means. I get it. Free guide down below. Download the plan. It'll be a good step, the first step for you to figure out, what does that even mean? Wooed her? Down there, it'll help you click some dots in your amazing, intelligent brain. As a reminder, if you want to know how to rebuild respect with your wife, I have the 5 steps to rebuild respect, connection, and support in your relationship. Just comment below, give me the guide, and we'll drop you the link to download it, or you can just simply get the link in the description below to grab it as well. Also, if you want to understand why the 1% get more respect, more trust, and more connection at home, I highly recommend you watch this video next here, because it breaks down how elite men listen differently and why that one skill earns them more intimacy, more influence, and more admiration in their relationship. Right here. Tap here to watch it now. See you in the next video. Bye.